Soon we're going to inaugurate a water dam, which is the third in its class in the world, and it's the largest in Turkey. It's the Yusufeli Dam, and we have completed three-quarters of the construction of the dam. And we will be able to irrigate Bayburt, and in the Rize province, we have also improved the area called Taşlıdere, and we are going to commission the fifth phase of these projects. I thank God for giving us the opportunity to build such important works for our country and for our nation. In the past 18 years, in the history of Turkey, under this roof of the sky that we live in, we have taken steps and taken initiatives in order to leave behind a nice voice. And this has been the highest of honors for us. We do not want to see our country in strifes or in small discussions, but we would like to make our country a place where we race in the services that we deliver for our nation. This is a major change, it's a major shift, but there are those who have not understood it. So they do not talk about the projects or the services that they deliver, but they rather try to survive through abusing some of the values of our nation. And we only watch them from a distance. They should know that they cannot do good work with defective tools and means, and we hope that they will see this fact as soon as possible. We rather build works which can be positively welcomed by the nation, and not everyone can do this. The world is currently suffering from the coronavirus, and as it does this, we are carrying out important works which are going to break new ground in their respective areas. For instance, in Çanakkale, we are building one of the largest bridges in the world, which has a span of 2,000 meters. It has a 300-meter tower, and the most final building block on that tower has been placed. And one of the largest projects of the Southeast Irrigation Project was the Ulusu water dam, and it is now having a new name from laying the foundation to this phase. Professor Veysel Eroğlu has contributed greatly to this project, so we are naming this water dam after him. It was during our time that this important project is being completed. In Istanbul, we have opened a hospital called Çamen Sakura, another hospital called Professor Dilmener Emergency Hospital, and Feriha Öz Emergency Hospital, and another hospital called Dr. Niyazi Kurtulmuş Emergency Hospital. We have inaugurated such important health facilities in Istanbul, and with the inclusion of the recent emergency hospitals, which there are 3 of them, and they have each been completed within 45 days. The Yassıada Island was previously associated with a previous coup attempt in our history, but now we have rebuilt the island and called it the Democracy and Freedoms Island. In Ankara, yesterday, we have carried out the ceremony to open national parks in 9 different provinces of Turkey. And today we are at the Yusufeli Dam, and we are carrying out very proudly the inauguration of these new facilities. As you can see, we are using the pandemic in the best way possible. We are using it for improvements, for success in various areas. And Turkey does not stop its important journey. We have planned a normalization timeline, and we are going to carry out without compromising from our health and from the priorities of our country. We're going to take steps in a balanced way. The gears of the economy will start turning soon. The masks, the distance, and personal hygiene are very important rules that we should follow. And in following these 3 rules, we are going to bring life back to its normal rhythm as soon as possible, and the Saturday and Sunday lockdown has been lifted, and there is no limitation now. We have declared the weekend as a non-lockdown free time, and our citizens are able to go out to the streets comfortably without running into any setbacks. But the mask, the distance, and the hygiene are very important. For instance, some European countries and some other countries of the world, in line with the normalization steps in the world in exports, tourism, and trade, we are expecting some very important developments. In recent months, there have been measures taken against the pandemic, and we have incurred certain losses. We will compensate for those, but we have targets for even beyond that compensation. In order for us to be positive about our outlook for the future, we have a lot of reasons. We are closer than ever to our ultimate goal of a great and strong country. Our greatness does not come from our population or our weapons or the glory of our cities or the numbers of our economy. It has never been about these things only. With the trade, agriculture, the service infrastructure, but also with our humanitarian stance, we have always demonstrated that we are a great nation. We proved this once again during the pandemic to the whole world. Our unity, our brotherhood is our number one strength, and as long as we have this unity and brotherhood, there is no setback that can drive us adrift from our journey. In our struggle for further development, the water dams have a symbolic significance. For many years, this country was unable to control its water resources, which were a gift from God. We only watched them flow from a distance. Agriculture needed water, and people living in urban areas needed water, and during rain season, the flood carried out everything, and Turkey had the shackles of underdevelopment. But we were rather fighting with those who had problems with the values of the nation. And there were not enough dams being built because we were underdeveloped. And building dams was the symbol of our independence. When Adnan Menderes came to office, one of his first priorities was the building of dams all over the country. In a similar fashion, the late Demirel based his politics for many years on the theme of building dams. And Erbakan, who left an important mark in our hearts in history, also placed a significant importance to this. And by 2003, Turkey had 276 dams in total, but this was not enough. But after we came to office, within 18 years, we were able to add 585 new dams to our pool of water dams. Before 2003, our country only had 100 hydro plants which were turning water into electricity, but we were able to build more than 500 additional hydropower plants within the past 18 years. We increased the number of our lakes from 200 to more than 500 by adding another 300 lakes. Also, the number of potable water facilities. There were only 80, but we built more than 200 extra. For irrigation and flood prevention, we also doubled the number of facilities that we previously had. And by doing all of these, we were able to utilize Turkey's potential of water in the most effective way possible. And this was a major movement of investment. The largest regional development project in our country is called GAP, the Southeast Anatolian Project. And we have completed many pieces of this during our time in the past 18 years. The area of land that is irrigated under GAP was increased from 19 to 53%. By doing so, we were able to better use the agricultural land in Southeast Anatolia. The Yusufeli Dam is being built, and today we're witnessing the third quarter of the construction being completed. It will be completed with 4 million cubic meters of cement in total, and 3/4 of the construction is now complete. The Çoruh River and its various arms are very active in terms of the water that they carry, and in this basin still there is 2,500 megawatts of installed capacity in 50 different power plants, hydro plants. On the Çoruh River, we have a number of dams called Muratlı, Borçka, Deriner, etc. These are all large-scale important dams and hydro power plants which are serving our country. Next April, we are planning to complete another facility called Yusufeli Bridge with a capacity of 500 megawatts, which will be the most important crown jewel on these number of dams. In total, the body will be 275 meters and it will be as high as a 100-floor building. It is going to hold water, which will be used to generate power by letting it out in a controlled way. And the power generation of other dams in the region will also see a 10% increase with the completion of this dam. This dam has been designed by our own engineers entirely, and every year it will add 1.5 billion liras to our economy annually, and it is going to also prevent the Çoruh Basin from any additional floods. With the completion of the dam, we are also building roads, aqueducts, bridges, tunnels, and we have also built a new district for Yusufeli. The construction is ongoing. So in other words, we are creating a new area here, a new area for life. And when I went there to audit, I saw how unique this project was. It was a very large-scale project, and hopefully, when we finally open it, we will be very proud of this important project, which with that we will be able to invite everyone to come witness our project. The whole world will be able to come and see what a hydroelectric power plant should be like, or how power can be generated. I believe they will be surprised by what they see. And being able to build such an important facility around these mountains, which is entirely designed and constructed by Turkish engineers, Turkish architects, Turkish workers, and this is another source of pride for us, thankfully. I would like to thank everyone who contributed to the completion of this important project. All the ministers, all the staff of state waterworks, the engineers, and the workers. I congratulate everyone for their efforts. I congratulate the contracting company. The Güneysu district of Rize province, which is where I come from, the Taşlıdere valley is being improved and the 5th stage is being completed, and I hope it will be auspicious for the city. 58 such improvement projects have been carried out in the province of Rize so far, and with the new facility, 9 neighborhoods and 1,000 hectares of agriculture land will be prevented against the risk of floods. And the Bayburt irrigation is going to affect 113,000 hectares of farming area, cultivated area around that district. And with the completion of the two projects, we should congratulate those who contributed to them. Once again, I would like to thank everyone who supported us in our struggle to build new projects for our country, every single member of our nation for supporting us. And once again, I greet you, and now the Yusufeli, Rize, and Bayburt. With those three places, we're going to have live links. First, we go to Artvin, Yusufeli, and we will talk to the Minister of Agriculture and Forestry, Mr. Pakdemirli, our Minister of Transport and Infrastructure, Mr. Kara İsmailoğlu, and the Governor, Mr. Doruk, and the Deputy from Artvin, Mr. Balta, and with them, I believe, we have Mr. Selami Altınok, the deputy from Erzurum as well, also. İsrafil Kış, a person from Artvin, is also there. And the AKP AK Party representative of the province is also there. Also the representative of the Nationalist Movement Party. Limak is was the undertaker, the contracting company, and Mr. Özdemir, as representative of that company, is there. And together, we will press the buttons for the opening of the project officially. Now we will take a few words from the Minister of Agriculture and Forestry, Mr. Pakdemirli.
Saygıdeğer Cumhurbaşkanım,
Distinguished President, we give you our regards from the province of Dems, Artvin, and from the Yusufeli Bridge. We're today completing the third quarter of the construction of this dam, and we are also inaugurating the two other facilities. Mr. President, under your leadership and your instructions, today we are making an important progress in the Taşlıdere Valley improvement, the fifth phase completion, and the Bayburt irrigation facility completion. We are carrying out the opening of those two facilities in addition to the important stage in this water dam, and based on your instruction, soon we are going to lay the 3 millionth cubic meter of cement for the project of Yusufeli. And by the end of this year, under your supervision and leadership, we will be completing many lakes, irrigation facilities, land consolidation, and flood prevention, and hydroelectric power plants. And so another 490 projects will be completed until the end of this year, and under your leadership, 2020 will be the year of many such inauguration ceremonies. In the past 18 years, under your leadership, we have emphasized our local and renewable energy resources in order not to waste a single drop of water. We carried out many projects, a total investment of 240 billion liras. With this investment, 15 Ilısu or Yusufeli water dams could be built. So in 2019, almost 1/3 of the power that we consume in our country came from local, clean, and renewable resources. Again, under your leadership, with the executive presidential system's efficient ways, since the year 2018, 2,000 football fields equivalent of land has now been given water for farming, and we achieved an increase in our revenues in agriculture. This also means 2.5 billion liras to our local economy and 300,000 new employment. We are now starting the tender phase for such projects, and hopefully as soon as possible this project will be completed, because among our goals for 2023 we have goals increasing our farming land twofold, and in this important time 45 hydroelectric power plants have been made active, and we are generating power in those. And 500 cubic meters of additional potable water has been achieved. Today we're laying the 3 millionth cubic meter of cement on the fastest flowing river in our country at the Çoruh Basin here. And this project's foundations were laid by you in such a ceremony, and under your leadership we have carried out many investments, and this is only one of such important projects. The height of this dam is almost as high as the Eiffel Tower. This is the highest dam in Turkey and the third highest in the world. On 10th of July last year we started the works, and so far we have reached 208 meters in height. In the Yusufeli Dam, we have a 79% project completion, and in the fourth month of 2021 we will be completing the building of this water dam, and when it is active it will have 570 megawatts of installed power, and it will generate power every year for our economy. This means it will generate enough power to power a large city like Antalya, for instance. With the Yusufeli Dam and the hydroelectric power plant within, the hydro capacity of our country will increase by 2%. Also, 4 million cubic meters of cement will be used in the building of this, which means from Artvin to Edirne, a 13-meter wide road could be built. The storage capacity will be 2 billion cubic meters, which means water that is consumed by the province of Izmir in 6 years. Also, it will hold water brought by the Çoruh River. It will increase the lifespan of other rivers, and it will prevent the risk of floods. It's a major marvel of engineering, and it will prove to us what our people can achieve when they fully dedicate themselves, and it will be an important mark for the future. We're not only building a water dam here. With the water dam and the hydroelectric power plant, we're building many tunnels and beams and bridges and roads around it. More than 2 billion has been spent on these works so far. We were also very careful about resettling some of the settlements here. We have built a new district for the people of Yusufeli without victimizing anyone and with fully protecting the environment. With such thoughts, once again, I would like to thank everyone who contributed to the project, all the technicians, engineers, and workers for their efforts. Once again, I wish that our facilities will be auspicious for our nation as well as our country. Our past minister, I should also thank him for his contribution to this important project. It's quite obvious that since 2003 until today, in services of farming and irrigation, we have made a lot of progress. At every corner of our large country, we can see certain projects built by yourself. We can see the mark that you are living on different corners of our country. Thank you very much for all of your efforts. With today's ceremony, we should also emphasize the situation of the Yusufeli district. Right now, I wish we were able to show some footage from the Yusufeli district. It would be helpful. The Yusufeli district, it has been moved with a new urbanization effort there into a new neighborhood. It has been great, and we do have the footage and it looks great. This is the new Yusufeli district. I wonder if we can show around. This has a perfect view by the seaside almost.
Gördüğünüz gibi zemin artı 3, zemin artı 4, bazı yerlerde zemin artı 2 böyle.
It is 2 or 3 floors above the ground level.
Peyzaj çalışmaları filan
And of course there has to be some landscaping done around the buildings, and once they're complete it will look even better.
Şöyle biraz dolaşmamızda fayda var. Ağaçlandırma çalışmaları gördüğünüz gibi başlamış vaziyette. Bekir Bey, burayı hızlandırmamız lazım.
We have to plant more trees around these houses. That is our plan. Our plans and phases are prepared, and once the construction is complete, it will be very green all around the buildings. Thank you. Let's speed up, and when we visit there, hopefully, we will be able to go visit the Yusufeli district as well in its completed form. Thank you very much.
Tabii tekrar gerek şu anda Tarım Orman
Thank you, the Minister of Agriculture and Forestry, Mr. Bekir, and previously Veysel Eroğlu. We are grateful to them for their efforts in this project. We're grateful to their teams. Congratulations. But it's hard to grasp this project without witnessing it personally, because between the mountains, being able to build this high structure, the mountains, as you can see here, they're almost intertwined, and between those mountains, by laying cement, if we can show that footage once again.
Bundan öte tabii daha çok adeta böyle telesiyej gibi karşıdan karşıya getirilen
There is also
beton yüklü malum.
There is also a chairlift that carries cement from one side to the other. It's a large scale.
Yok, bir de şeyler var ya, onlar çok önemli.
There are large scale carriers which carry cement from one side of the project to the other in order to lay the cement to where it should be. And with such efforts, it's not an ordinary building project.
Evet, çok teşekkür ediyoruz.
Thank you.
Şimdi tekrar arkadaşlarımızın yanına gelelim.
Thank you very much.
Firma biraz şöyle yaklaştırırsak arkadaşlarımızı
Let's zoom into our colleagues there.
Olur. Hazır mıyız? Bekir Bey.
Hazırız efendim. Talimatınıza düğmeye basacağız.
We are ready and waiting for your instructions.
Buton nerede, buton?
Burada önümüzde efendim.
Yalnız sen
her masada birer buton var efendim.
Ha, her birinde buton var.
Hayır, her masada birer buton var.
Each desk has a button,
Evet,
and we'll press the button together.
Var
tamam,
efendim. Peki. Nihat Bey'in nerede Nihat Bey?
Buradayım efendim.
Tamam, baba kız yan yana.
Nihat Bey'de de var efendim.
Tamam. Tamam. Evet. Hazırız. Ya Allah. Bismillah.
May it be auspicious, and congratulations to all of the workers there, and hopefully we'll carry out the opening ceremony there all together next year. And from here, for all the irrigation and power generation activities, we will carry out important works there. And there is another important aspect to it. It refinances itself. Within 7 years, it can pay back for the cost of the project, which is another great aspect of the project. And 1.5 billion liras of additional contribution to our economy, national economy every year. And in terms of investment, this is a very rentable project, very feasible project. It was a challenging project, but with great outcomes. Thank you, and let's shift to Rize now.
Burası malum fakirin memleketi Rize.
This is my own hometown as well, and Güneysu district is where my family comes from.
Eski adıyla Potomya. Evet, bizim burası tabii çok bol taşkın yer.
This is a place with many floods every year.
Evet. Şu anda valimizi görüyoruz. Kemal Bey, bizleri duyuyor musun?
We're talking to the governor of the city, Mr. Kemal.
Kemal Bey, bizleri duyuyor musun?
Duyuyorum Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım.
Evet, Tarım Orman Bakan Yardımcımız
Our Deputy Minister of Agriculture and Forestry, Mr. Aksu, is also there. Let's see him as well.
Partimizin Genel Başkan Yardımcısı ve Rize Milletvekili Hayati Yazıcı
Our
Bey de
deputy from Rize, Mr. Yazıcı, is also there.
evet, görelim. Bu gördüğünüz binalar da Recep Tayyip Erdoğan Üniversitesi'nin lojmanları.
The buildings that you see here are the various facilities of the Recep Tayyip Erdoğan University in Rize.
Rize Milletvekilimiz Muhammed Avcı yine aynı
The
şekilde
deputy from
orada.
Rize, Muhammed Avcı, is also there.
Rize Belediye Başkanımız Rahmi Metin
The mayor of the city, Mr.
ve
Metin,
il başkanımız İshak Halim.
and our
Orada.
Rize representative, Mr.
Orada.
Alim, is also there.
Evet, Kemal Bey buyur. Şöyle kısa özet, sizi bir dinleyelim.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım, şahsım, platformdaki arkadaşlarım ve tüm Rizeli hemşehrileriniz
On behalf of myself, my colleagues on the platform right now, and all of your fellow residents from Rize, I would like to extend our greetings. As you have just mentioned, this particular place has suffered from floods over the past years, and that's why this investment is very important for us. And we're today inaugurating a very important phase. The Taşlıdere improvement consists of 7 phases. We are today carrying out a ceremony for the 5th phase. The 6th and 7th are to come. The Güneysu and the 8 villages around it, 9 neighborhoods and settlements, and 1,000 decars of farming land will be protected against possible floods. Within this project, we have 17,000 meters of cement, 2 bridges, many walls, many supporting walls and beams. So there are various elements to this project, but you can already see this in the footage. It's an important project that we can feel proud of. Once again, on behalf of the residents of Rize and Güneysu. On behalf of everyone here, I would like to extend our gratitude to yourself and your government.
Çok çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Ankara'dan sizlere
And we thank
ve
you,
tüm
and
hemşehrilerime
we send our
selamlar,
greetings from
sevgiler
Ankara to you and all of
Ve
my
inşallah
fellow citizens
bundan böyle Taşlıdere
from
Vadisi'ndeki
Rize, and
Bursa
hopefully
ile
with this
buralarda
improvement
artık
at the
taşkınları
Taşlıdere
yaşamayız. Allah yar
river, we will
yardımcımız
no
olsun
longer
diyor.
have
Ve
floods.
makaslar sizde,
May God help us,
Kordela
and you have the scissors
sizde,
and you have the
hep
ribbon.
birlikte
Now we can carry on with the ribbon cutting ceremony.
Ya Allah, Bismillah. Ya Allah, Bismillah. Evet, şimdi de Bayburt Demirözü sulamasına geçiyoruz.
Now we will go to the Bayburt Demirözü project, the irrigation project.
Cüneyt Bey bizleri duyuyor musun? Cüneyt Epçim.
Duyuyorum Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım.
Bayburt Valisi.
We are talking to the governor of Bayburt.
Olmak üzere yüce heyetinizi sevgi, saygı ve
I would like to send our greetings to yourself and your
Yanımızda
delegation, your
Orman
team.
Bakan Yardımcısı
Bugün burada
Akif Özkaldı.
We have the deputy minister, Mr.
AK
Özkaldı
Parti
there.
Bayburt Milletvekili
The AK
Fethi
Party
Battal,
Bayburt deputy, Mr. Battal.
AK Parti Bayburt İl
The
Başkanı Hacı Ali
AK Party
Polat
Bayburt representative, Mr. Polat.
ve yüklenici firma
And the contractor company,
MK İnşaat AŞ
MK
Yönetim Kurulu
Construction,
Başkanı Emin
chairman
Kurt.
of the board, Mr. Kurt.
Şöyle yakından bir görüntü verirsek isabetli olur.
Let's see a close-up
Bir de
image of the
Sulamayı
people on the platform,
zoomlayalım, bunu da
and
görelim.
let's also see the irrigation facility.
Maşallah dağlarda karlar bayağı bol. Tabii. Şimdi o karlar eridikçe
There seems to be a lot of snow on mountain tops, and as they melt, there will be even more water within the lake.
bize yakın. Evet Cüneyt Bey buyur sizi dinliyoruz.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım bu proje
Distinguished President, this project is one of the most important projects in the history of the Bayburt province. Thanks to this project, the people of Bayburt, they place great importance to this project, and 113,000 hectares of farming land, previously dry farming land, will now become irrigable land. This is an important day, an important event for us, and for all of us, the people of Bayburt who love you deeply. I bring you their greetings, also the greetings and regards of my colleagues on the platform together with me. As you know, this project was on the agenda and was impatiently being expected for a long time. It's an 85 million Turkish lira increase in the contribution to our economy. It will contribute to the livelihoods of 80,000 people, and it will create an additional employment of 10,000 in agricultural activities. For various crops like beans, corn, etc. Such strategic crops will now be farmed in this province thanks to this project. We're thus very happy and proud, and we're grateful to you for your project, for your support in this project, and the gratitude of the people of Bayburt to you.
Tabii bu inşaata 2017 yılında
Thank you. We started the construction of this project in 2017. Right now, it is ready for starting irrigation the farming land. The investment cost was more than 200 million Turkish liras, which is not an ordinary project. It's a large-scale project. Bayburt has 16 and Gümüşhane has 2. So in total 18 settlements, 112,000 hectares of farming land will now have modern irrigation facilities, irrigation systems. This is the significance of the project. It will also increase the crops, and it will be able to irrigate new crops such as crops that can be used for animal breeding. Also, certain beans and fruits and vegetables and legumes can be produced, which can contribute to the economy. 11,000 people will receive direct or indirect employment thanks to this project. The project will mean 85 million Turkish liras in agricultural revenues, an extra revenue for the farmers in the area. Thank you, and hopefully this will be very auspicious for Bayburt, and may God help us.
Emirlerinizi bekliyoruz Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım.
Tüm Bayburtlulara Ankara'dan selamlar.
Our greetings from Ankara to the province of Bayburt and the residents of Bayburt.
Evet, bugünkü açılış törenlerini böylece hamdolsun
This brings us to the end of the ceremonies, inauguration ceremonies that we have today, and may they be auspicious for our country and for our nation.
Akılcı projelerle Türkiye'ye hayat ve güç veriyor. Bize yaşamın özünü sunan pınarlar, bizi birbirimize bağlayan ırmaklar, topraklarımıza, Anadolu'muzun can damarlarında coşkun akan sularımız, akılcı projelerle Türkiye'ye hayat ve güç veriyor. Bize yaşamın özünü sunan pınarlar, bizi birbirimize bağlayan ırmaklar, topraklarımıza, tarlalarımıza can veren nehirler ve göller, devlet su işleriyle geleceğe taşıyor, taşınıyor. 2003 yılından beri toplam 245 milyar lira yatırım gerçekleştirildi. 2003 yılına kadar 276 adet olan barajlarımıza sadece son 18 yılda 585 yeni ve güçlü baraj eklendi. 1764 sulama tesisine tam 1382 sulama tesisi, 84 içme suyu tesisine ise tam 247 yeni tesis eklendi. 1,7 milyon kişiye tarımsal istihdam sağlanarak 14 milyar lira zirai gelir artışı elde edildi. Cumhurbaşkanlığı hükümet sistemine geçtiğimiz son 2 yılda başlatılan 25 adet sulama projesiyle 3 milyon 200 bin dekar civarında arazinin sulanması ve 300 bin kişiye istihdam, ülke ekonomisine yıllık 2,5 milyar lira katkının önü açıldı. Bu dönemde tam 449 adet tesis açılışa hazır hale getirildi. Bu sayede 1 milyonu aşkın dekar arazi sulamaya açılacak, yıllık 500 milyon metreküpe yakın içme suyu temin edilecek, ülke ekonomisine 1 milyar liralık bir katkı sağlanacak. Yine bu kısa ve verimli dönemde kamu özel sektör işbirliğiyle tam 45 adet hidroelektrik santral hizmete alındı, Yıllık 9,5 milyar kilowatt saat hidroelektrik enerjisi üretildi. 4 milyar metreküp olan içme suyu temini 4,5 milyar metreküpe çıkarıldı. 2018 yılından bu yana 1,5 milyon dekar arazi sulamaya açıldı. Yaklaşık 1 milyar 120 milyon lira zirai gelir artışı sağlandı. 2020 yılının sadece ilk 6 ayında yaklaşık 2 milyon dekar sulama yatırım ihalesi gerçekleştirerek büyük bir rekora imza atıldı. Yerli ve yenilenebilir enerji kaynaklarına yapılan güçlü yatırımlarla her bir damlanın hakkı teslim ediliyor. 2023 yılına kadar sulama alanlarımızın 66 milyondan 85 milyon dekara, yerleşim yerlerine temin edilen içme suyu miktarının 4,5 milyardan 6 milyar metreküpe, taşkın koruma tesisi sayısının 10.306 adede ve toplulaştırma yapılan alanın 85 milyon dekara çıkarılması hedefleniyor. Suyun en mavi, doğanın en yeşil hali, en gelişmiş teknolojiyle korunurken, her bir damla yaşama değere dönüşüyor. Bu güzel günde de Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımızın himayelerinde Rize Merkez ve Güneysu ilçeleri Taşlıdere Vadisi ıslahı 5. kısım ve Bayburt Demirözü Barajı sulaması projelerinin açılışı gururla yapılırken, aynı zamanda Yusufeli Barajı'nda 3 milyonuncu metreküp betonun dökümü gerçekleştiriliyor. Suyun gücü milletle buluşuyor. Türkiye'nin suları geleceğe akıyor.